Good morning. This is take 5. Do you have just a minute to learn more about the faith? Let's take 5 together today and just think a minute about this isolation tank we're all in. I think it's a great retreat for everyday life. I want you to take a 30-day retreat and just sit there and enjoy the moment, watch a sunrise like I did this morning, have a good prayer time, and pause a little, just so that life, when it comes back to normal, it won't be normal at all. It'll be different. But you know what? It'll be a little bit more focused, a little less rushed, and a time that you can always remember as you look back on the notes you're taking in your journal, because at least you forget this. In the Old Testament, God really told the people many times to remember this. They always made an altar after the trial was over or the plague, or they made an altar to God. Noah made one with his family. We're free from the ark. So remember this. I was thinking about when my grandbaby, Lauren, was born. She was a preemie, just like my Sean. So because she was a preemie, Kyle, her daddy, Dr. Kyle, says she spent 23 days in the baby hospital where she had to just wait for her parents to come visit. She was in the little incubator. She was hooked up to lots of things, just like Sean was. Monitors and all kinds of things. And because of that, she was unable to go home like the other babies right away. But you know what? Lauren is a fine young woman now. She's healthy and strong. God took extra special care of her there. She got a lot of love from the nurses, and she got a lot of attention because she had to get better. She was born miracle baby, too young and too little. And so if they had taken her home, it would have been good for Lauren. So they had to keep her there, and they had to come back and forth. And had to nurse. I was so proud of her. You know, when you have a newborn, you nurse a lot. And I was there with little Elle, 1 year old. I learned to really get to know Elle at that time. It was fun for Nana. But the point is, sometimes God allows some kind of things in our life where we don't get to do what we want. You ever hear the one, you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit? Or you don't get what you want, you get what you need. Maybe we needed a rest. Maybe we're all tuckered out. Everywhere I would go, I would see in the Christian realm, especially at different things I'd go to with Deacon Pat, at either conferences or ministry groups or even some charismatic things, I'd see weary soldiers. And I'd write the leader always and say, you know what? There's some weary soldiers out there. They need to take a rest. I wrote an article one time in Catholic Mom titled that, Weary Soldier. Sometimes you have to take a rest. Do you remember the old Big Bird song, moms? Because I bring a lot of motherhood in this because I'm a mom of 8. It was like this, take a rest, take a rest. So the other point I was making, when Sean was little, I was a mother that had very many children close together. And then little Sean came, a little premature guy who had to stay in the hospital just 1 week. And I was very grateful it wasn't 23 days in the baby hospital, or the baby hotel. But he actually needed a lot more care. First of all, he came home in a little incubator. And he had to wear little glasses over his eyes because he needed to block any light from coming in. We had a watch on him all day long. Someone had to watch him day and night. We took turns and shifts because we had some older children, just so he could stay healthy and fit. Sean's a healthy guy now. He's now 28 years old and he's a let me think. He's a he's a degree in physicist, but I don't know what he is. I'm going to tell you next time. So anyways, it's not that I don't remember. It's just I never remember all the things. He does quantum physics. I know that. And that's really smart. So we're thankful that somebody take turns waiting for something really important. And then when it comes, you're so thankful for what you got. Sean was the child that taught me compassion. Because Sean was preemie, he was sick every other week. Well, I was a mom of a lot of children, and I didn't really want to stay home every other week. And all the other children, I would say, I'll pray for you, and you'll be better. Goodbye. Have a good day. May the Lord bless you and keep you. But then when we got to Sean, he really was sick. And so I had to stay home with him a lot. And I grew in compassion. I make a little pallet, like a fold-out couch in front of the TV, and let him sit there. I bring him special foods and a bowl if he needed it. You know how that goes. And so I was learning and growing in compassion. So the last thing I want to say is that when we have a timeout, a rest time, a staycation, or a quarantine, we learn to get to know God better because it wasn't what we would choose. I remember when I had little Zachary, my last baby, passed away way too soon. And I said, it wasn't what I would have chosen, but it grew me in so many ways I would never have chosen to grow. It grew me in long suffering. That's a fruit. You have to eat it. It's when you grow. You just don't get it like, here you go, long suffering. You grow in it while you experience a suffering that you wouldn't choose. See? So this is what I was going to say, is that the scripture today is going to be, in God alone I place my trust. It's throughout the Bible, is that who put their trust in God? Normally those people who put their trust in God alone went through a lot of different kinds of challenges. And in the midst of the challenges, like it or not, they trusted God and he blessed them. Hannah cried out for a baby. The priest thought she was drunk. Noah was in the ark, remember him. There was Jonah that went in a whale. He knew God, and after that he really knew God, meant what he said what he meant. So this is a time to grow up close. There's more. I can name a million. David went through his own kind of fire. That was his choice to sin, but he came back stronger. God even asked him a choice when his baby died. He said to him, do you want to take your chances with me, 3 days of pestilence, or this or this or that? He knew best. This is what David knew. I take my chances with God. I can trust him. You know, people, you try to trust them, and you do to a point, but God is trustworthy. He is faithful even when we're not. That's in Timothy. You can read about that. He's faithful even when we're not. So this is kind of a time to draw close to him. Take notes and remember, journal it up so you won't want to forget. But not to worry. If you do forget, he'll remind you, because if you ask him again, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Take some time with those little ones today. If they're ill, grow in compassion. If they're faking it, grow in wisdom. If they're kind, teach them how great that is. We used to take a fruit a day. I'll talk about that another time. A fruit a week, and work on it with the family. We're all working on kindness or joy. We never did work on long suffering. That's built in the life we live. You know how that goes. So this is Ellen Mongan from Wow Mom. I thank you for taking a minute with me. Take 5, pass it on. Don't forget that sometimes we're given a staycation, a quarantine, and we can't choose. We didn't choose it, but we're going to make the most of it. Write down, take notes, and enjoy your staycation. I sure